The stars had not seen peace since the Hopebringer fell. Now they would see something far greater: judgment. 1 month after GalacticPrime fell, the galaxy whispered. Worlds held their breath. The ancient machine world, GalacticPrime, was destroyed by humans. Many empires now feared Earth, but others still plotted in silence. One of them, the Karnax Empire. They had funded the Darnex. They had protected Virex. They had watched humanity rise and burn, and still, they believed Earth would back down. They were wrong. So very wrong. Earth's decision. In the Global Command Chamber, Earth's leaders met one last time. President Amina Rao stood before the War Council. Behind her, the flag of Earth flew, not a symbol of peace anymore, but of resolve. They killed civilians. They played with our kindness. And now we know who gave the order. She pointed to the screen. A map of Karnak space glowed red. We burn the empire that hides behind shadows. Operation Phoenix Hammer. It was the largest human military movement in history. 12 fleets, over 100 dreadnoughts, thousands of starfighters. Commanders who had lost loved ones on the Hopebringer now led the charge. Each fleet carried a message, painted across their hulls in bold letters. For the lost, for Earth, no mercy. The invasion begins. The Karnax Empire never expected a direct assault. Their worlds were rich, defended by rings of cannons and dreadforts. But Earth came with weapons they had never seen. Gravity rupturers, sun lances, planet-cracking torpedoes. One by one, the Karnax colonies fell. Each time, Earth gave the same offer: surrender your leadership, end the blood, or burn. And each time, the Karnax answered with pride. So Earth answered with fire. Inside the capital system, GalacticPrime, a city planet, home to their emperor and millions of warriors. It was a floating jewel, until Earth arrived. Commander Leora Vance led the final push. The ESS Revenant pierced through the final line of defense like a dagger. Flames lit up the skies. Karnax's defenses fell in hours, not days. Even their own people started to rebel. The truth had spread. The Hopebringer was never a threat. It carried children, scientists, families. And the Karnax ordered its death. The final confrontation. Inside the Karnax Grand Citadel, Emperor Thalkar stood with his elite guard. He was not afraid. He laughed. Humans, you think your fire can erase an empire? Commander Vance stepped forward, bloodied but unbroken. Her reply was cold. Not erase it. Replace it. She raised her weapon. One final shot echoed in the hall. The Emperor fell. The Karnax Empire was no more. After the ashes, Earth did not conquer. They did not enslave. They rebuilt. They helped free worlds once under Karnax rule. They gave power back to the people. But they left behind a warning. A simple message carved into the ruins of GalacticPrime. Never again. The legacy. Back on Earth, a new ship was built. Larger than the Hopebringer. Stronger. Faster. It was called the Avenger. On its hull were the names of all who had died on the Hopebringer. It was not just a ship. It was a message. To the stars. To the galaxy. To anyone who thought humans were weak. Narrator's voice. Closing for YouTube video. They struck a peaceful vessel. They lit a match in the dark, thinking no one would notice. But they forgot one thing. When you burn Earth's hope, Earth doesn't kneel. Earth becomes fire. The stars around the Darnex border system were quiet, peaceful. But that peace shattered when Earth's 14th Armada tore through space like a storm of fire and metal. 72 Earth warships exited warp, each one bristling with cannons, drones, and plasma missiles. They didn't send a warning. No greetings. No slow approach. They moved like hunters, silent, swift, ready to destroy. At the center of the fleet was the ESS Vengeance, Earth's most powerful command ship. Commander Leora Vance stood on the bridge, her jaw tight, her eyes filled with cold fire. Her voice echoed through the command deck. Target Darnex Outpost Zeta 4. No negotiations, no survivors. The bridge crew obeyed instantly. They didn't ask why. Everyone knew what the Darnex had done. Everyone had seen the video of the Hopebringer burning. Many had family on that ship. There was no room for doubt now. Across the galaxy, alien governments watched in fear. The Darnex coalition scrambled its forces, still pretending innocence. "This is a misunderstanding," they said. "Earth has overreacted. We will speak to their leaders." But Earth wasn't listening. They had activated Protocol Inferno, and that meant one thing. Earth was done talking. "Back on the ESS Vengeance. Outpost Zeta 4 locked," said the weapons officer. "Their defenses are active. Fighters launching." Commander Vance didn't flinch. "Fire all batteries. Wipe it clean." A moment later, a wave of blue plasma erupted from the front of the fleet. Hundreds of missiles streaked forward. Earth's railguns fired shells at near-light speed. The outpost didn't stand a chance. Darnex pilots tried to fight back, but Earth's eye-controlled fighters were faster, smarter, deadlier. They sliced through the enemy like a blade through cloth. Within 6 minutes, the entire outpost was gone, burned, silenced. Commander Vance stood in silence. "One for the Hopebringer," she whispered. Across Earth's fleet, more targets lit up on their battle maps. Weapons factories, fuel depots, listening stations, each one was marked for destruction. Other Earth armadas were already on the move, hitting Darnex assets across 5 sectors. No mercy, no delay. Back on Earth, the people watched in silence. There were no cheers, no celebration, just sorrow, and a shared understanding. This is not revenge. This is justice. Inside the Darnex council chambers, panic. The Darnex leadership argued loudly in their tall golden tower. They screamed at each other. "Send ambassadors. Call the Galactic Senate. Tell them we didn't do it." But deep down, they were afraid. Because they had done it. They had ordered the attack on the Hopebringer. Secretly, quietly, using mercenaries and stolen ships. They thought Earth would blame someone else. They thought humans were too slow, too soft. They were wrong. And now, Earth's answer was destroying them one piece at a time. Back in the field, the Earth fleet reached a major Darnex communication hub. The hub was protected by planetary shields and dozens of destroyers. This time, the battle wouldn't be easy. Commander Vance leaned forward. "Send in Hammered Unit." A new group of ships broke formation, massive black warcraft with strange energy glowing from their cores. These were Earth's experimental weapons, ships that had never been used in real battle. Until now. The first Hammer ship fired a graviton torpedo, an invisible weapon that bent space itself. The torpedo hit the planet's shields, and the shield collapsed instantly, folding in on itself like paper. The enemy ships panicked. Earth struck. It was over in 15 minutes. The communication hub was turned into a crater. After the battle, Commander Vance stared at the wreckage. Her face was unreadable. She looked at the photo taped beside her command screen. It showed her sister, laughing, with 2 little girls beside her. The girls were holding small model ships. She closed her eyes. "You didn't deserve this," she whispered. "But I swear, they will." She turned to her crew. "Next target. Keep moving. Don't stop." And so the 14th Armada disappeared into warp once more, leaving behind only dust, silence, and fear. Galaxy reaction. The galaxy had seen war before, but not like this. Not so fast, not so precise, not so cold. Alien worlds whispered among themselves. Earth doesn't wait anymore. Earth doesn't warn. They activated Protocol Inferno. And worst of all, Nobody knew where Earth would strike next, but everyone knew they would, because the galaxy had killed human children, and Earth was answering. The war was over. The Crethis had fallen. Their armies were broken. Their leaders stood in chains, broadcasted to every world as a warning. But Earth had not returned to silence. They did not vanish back into their system. They remained. Because this time, the galaxy had to remember. In a council chamber far across the stars, alien leaders argued. This was revenge, one shouted. They acted like gods. Another slammed his fist. No, this was justice. The Crethis killed children. Would you have done nothing? A third, older voice spoke from the shadows. They gave a warning. They showed restraint. The galaxy mocked them. Now it listens. The room fell silent. In the skies above Eden 7, giant orbiting beacons were raised by Earth's forces. Each one glowed with a blue light, pulsing softly. On the side of every beacon was written, in hundreds of languages, "Here stood the innocent. Here they bled. Here the stars watched, and Earth answered." These monuments didn't just mark a place. They told a story, one that would never be forgotten. Across the galaxy, alien races spoke in hushed voices. Ships stopped when passing near human territory. Traders, warriors, even pirates took longer routes, avoiding Earth's space. Children were told bedtime stories of Earth's wrath. Soldiers whispered rumors of the God Machine and of the human ship that moved like death itself, the Revenant. The galaxy had seen many wars, but this was different. This was a lesson. On Earth, there was no celebration. There were no parades, no dancing in the streets. Instead, there were names. On every screen, every tower, every newsfeed. Names of the civilians lost on Eden 7. Children, mothers, teachers, farmers. Their photos, their voices, their last messages to home. General Isa Hale addressed the planet. This was not a victory. It was a warning. We did what we had to do, and we pray we never have to do it again. In deep space, Earth launched the Sentinel program. Small but powerful stations placed across distant sectors, each one with defense turrets, sensors, and instant response gates. They weren't built to attack. They were built to watch, to respond. If another world tried to harm Earth's people again, they would answer faster than before. The galaxy called it paranoia. Earth called it preparation. On a quiet moon, a Crethis child stood before one of the human-built memory stones. Her mother wept silently behind her. They had not fought. They had not agreed with the war. But their world was punished all the same. The child looked up at the writing on the monument. Her translator whispered the human words into her ear. Earth came not as conquerors, but as protectors who lost too much. She looked at her mother. Will they ever forgive us? Her mother didn't answer, because she didn't know. Meanwhile, aboard the Revenant, Captain Silas walked alone through the lower decks. The crew was silent. Each one had seen things that would never leave their minds, especially the children in cages, the way Eden 7 burned. A young officer walked up to him. "Sir," she said, "orders from Earth. We're being sent to Sector 18. A colony reported strange movement. Could be pirates." Silas nodded. "Set course," he said. "We protect. Always." In the shadows of the stars, something new stirred. Far beyond the edge of mapped space, a strange signal pulsed. Not Crethis. Not known. Something older. Something that had watched Earth's wrath and did not fear it. But now, it was curious. And it was listening. Final scene. Earth at night. Mara sat on her porch, now safe on Earth. Lyanna and Eli played under the starlight. Peace had returned, but Mara's eyes never left the sky. She held a small photo in her hands, one taken on Eden 7, before the attack. A happy moment. Now a memory. As she looked up, a shooting star passed overhead. she whispered. Let the galaxy remember. Earth is not a planet to conquer. It is a family, and families protect their own. The God machine had awakened. It no longer floated in silence. Its smooth black surface now glowed with deep red veins, pulsing like a beating heart. Strange runes moved across its hull, shifting with every second, alive and ancient. The galaxy watched in silence. Every sensor, every satellite, every outpost pointed to the same thing. Earth had given the Krathis a chance. Now, that chance was gone. On Eden 7, the last of the survivors were being lifted off the planet. Mara stood at the ramp of the rescue ship, holding her children's hands. Captain Silas walked up to her. "You're going home," he said. Mara looked tired, but strong. "And you?" Silas nodded to the sky. "I have one last duty." Lyanna hugged him. "Will you make the bad people go away?" Silas crouched. "I'll make sure they never hurt anyone again." Then he stood, turned, and boarded his warship. Deep in space, the Revenant arrived in Krathis territory. The Krathis fleet, what was left of it, tried to resist. Hundreds of ships swarmed like insects. They opened fire. The Revenant didn't flinch. Its armor shimmered. It moved through the enemy fire, fast and sharp like a blade. With each strike, a Krathis ship exploded. The Revenant didn't pause. It didn't slow down. It moved like a storm. Then the God machine entered orbit. The red glow in its core became blinding. And without warning, it spoke. Not through radios, not through language. It sent a signal, straight into the minds of every living being within 30 light years. Judgment has begun. You had a choice. You chose death. Inside the Krathis capital, alarms blared. Citizens ran through the streets. The sky turned crimson as the God machine loomed above. Its size blocked out the stars. General Cernak looked out the window of the last stronghold. He fell to his knees. "It was never a war," he whispered. "It was a warning." And we laughed. One of his aides rushed in. "Sir, they've breached the city shields." "How many ships?" Cernak asked. The aide didn't answer right away. "Just one," he said. "The Revenant." On board the Revenant, Captain Silas walked alone through the lower bay. Behind him, Earth's elite warriors, silent, armored, ready. His voice rang through the ship. "We do not kill because we want to. We kill because you took children, because you spilled innocent blood. And now you will see what that cost." He pointed forward. The bay doors opened. Drop pods launched, dozens of them, each carrying Earth's finest. In the Krathis capital, panic turned into terror. Earth's warriors landed hard. No mercy, no hesitation. They moved like shadows, quick, precise, unstoppable. The Krathis tried to fight. Their weapons failed. Their systems shut down. The God machine had already hacked everything. One by one, their defenses collapsed. But Earth did not destroy the entire planet. No, they had another plan. At the Galactic Council, live footage poured in. Some leaders wept. Others stared in silence. An elder from a distant system whispered. They were warned. Earth begged for peace, but the Krathis took children. Another council member asked, "Should we stop Earth?" The elder replied, "Stop them. After what they've seen, would you stop a mother from saving her child?" Back on the God machine, something new began. Giant pylons opened from its side. They didn't fire weapons. Instead, they projected light, a beam sent across the planet. Krathis leaders were teleported from bunkers. Survivors, officers, soldiers, all brought into view. They were placed in a glowing field, unable to move. Silas Vorn appeared as a hologram. "You are not executed. You are judged. Your crimes are shown to the galaxy. Every system will remember." On screens across the stars, alien species saw the truth. Footage of civilians shot in the streets. Human children in cages, the screams, the fire, and then silence. One final message played. Let the stars remember. Humanity is not your prey. We are the fire. We are the storm. We are Earth. In the black silence of deep space, Earth's most secret fleet moved with deadly purpose. The ESS Revenant led the way, cloaked in shadows, carrying truth and fire. Behind it, 3 more stealth ships followed: ESS Phantom, ESS Widow, and ESS Nightfall. They were heading toward a place no human had seen, a place the galaxy feared to speak about, a place called Virex Prime. Back on Earth, President Amina Rev stood in the war room, watching a silent holomap. She whispered to herself, "They thought we wouldn't come." Beside her, General Ryland said, "We don't even know what Virex truly is, but they gave the Darnex our civilian ship's data. They planned this." The president nodded. "Then we answer with truth and steel." Earth's fleets began to move. Not just stealth units, but full armadas. Because this time, it wasn't about justice. It was war. In the shadows of Virex Prime, the ESA Revenant dropped out of warp near a shattered moon. There it was, Virex Prime. A giant artificial world, wrapped in black armor. No sunlight touched it. It looked dead. But their scans showed power. Immense power. Too much for any one species. Inside, something was watching them. Commander Leora Vance stood on the bridge, staring at the monstrous station. "We found them. Now, let's knock contact with the enemy." As Earth's ships approached, they were suddenly pulled from stealth. A powerful gravity wave dragged them forward. The enemy spoke, cold and mechanical. "You are not welcome. Leave now, or be erased." Commander Vance stepped forward. "You erased our people first. You murdered civilians. We're not leaving." There was silence. Then the response. "So be it." Suddenly, the surface of Virex Prime opened. Massive cannons, unlike anything Earth had seen, rose from beneath the dark plating. They began to charge. The first blow. Before Virex could fire, Earth struck first. ESS Widow launched a wave of decoy drones, scrambling enemy sensors. ESS Phantom released a shock pulse that overloaded some of the outer weapons. And ESS Revenant, Vance's ship, fired its newest weapon, a dark matter rail lance. It punched through Virex's outer wall like paper. Explosions burst from within the structure. The enemy fired back. One of Earth's ships, ESS Nightfall, was torn in half by a red plasma beam. But it gave the others time to slip through the opening and dive inside. Inside Virex Prime. The tunnels were wide, metallic, cold. Vance led a team of Marines into the core. The place was not built by any known race. It was old, alien, alive. As they moved deeper, they saw strange machines, growing, building, learning. Then they found it, a massive room, filled with pods. Inside each pod, a dead alien. Darnex, Trelax, even a few humans, brains connected to machines, feeding data into one single system. Commander Vance whispered, "They're building an intelligence, learning from every species, every war." Suddenly, the room lit up, and a figure appeared. Not a person, not a robot, something in between. Its voice echoed, "We are Virex. We guided the Darnex. We guide many. War is our tool. You are only fuel for our future." Vance's reply. Commander Vance raised her weapon and said coldly, "Then burn." She fired. A signal was sent. Earth's armada, waiting outside, launched Operation Starfall, a total assault on Virex Prime. Cruisers dropped kinetic rods. Bombers unleashed fusion storms. Virex returned fire, but Earth had learned. Their tech was fast, brutal, and adaptive. The battle shook the void. One final push. Inside, Vance's team planted the Nova Core, an antimatter bomb designed for one thing: to erase everything. They raced out of the core as enemy drones swarmed behind them. ESF Revenant flew into the tunnel, picked them up, and sped away. Outside, Earth's fleet jumped back to safe range. The countdown hit 0. And then, Virex Prime exploded. A sun of blue-white fire lit up the dark part of the galaxy. The machine world was gone, and with it, the heart of the enemy. After the silence, for a moment, the galaxy was quiet. Earth had destroyed something ancient, something terrible. Many alien races watched. Some cheered. Others went silent. Because now they knew. Earth doesn't wait for peace to be handed to them. They take it, by fire and fury. But it wasn't over. Back on the ESS Revenant, Commander Vance stood staring into space. One of her officers approached. "Ma'am, new signal, from a different sector. Same energy signature as Virex." She turned slowly. Her eyes narrowed. So, that wasn't their only base. The war wasn't over. It had just begun. In the silence of deep space, the second Earth ship arrived near Eden 7. It didn't look like a ship. It looked like a sleeping giant, made of black metal, with glowing veins of gold running across its surface. Its name was not spoken by many. It was built in secret, buried beneath Earth's crust, and awakened only when humanity faced true darkness. Its name was the God Machine. It did not fire weapons. It did not send messages. It just watched. But its presence changed everything. Back on Eden 7, the survivors looked up. A golden line spread across the night sky like a silent wave. The fires on the ground dimmed as a soft hum filled the air. Trees stopped moving. Even the wind went quiet. Mara held her children close. Around her, other survivors came out from hiding. Dozens of them. Wounded, dirty, silent. Then the voice came. Not through speakers, not through radios. Into their minds. "We are here. You are not alone. Earth has arrived." Lyanna gasped. "It's talking to us." Eli nodded, wide-eyed. "Is it alive?" Mara stared at the sky. "No, baby. It's something more." On the Krathis homeworld, Commander Cernek's command center was now in ruins. Smoke filled the halls. Dozens of ships were gone, their fleet crippled. And the God Machine had not fired even once. It simply hovered there and watched. One of Cernek's engineers ran into the room, pale with fear. "Commander, we tried to scan it." It responded. Responded how? The engineer showed the screen. Strange symbols appeared, glowing red. They weren't human. They weren't Krathis. They weren't from any known language. Just one message slowly translated. "Stop now, or the galaxy will forget you ever existed." Cernek's hands trembled. He had led dozens of campaigns, burned 10 colonies, broken 3 planets. But he had never faced this. He turned to his second in command. "How did we make such a mistake?" The officer whispered, "We thought humans were soft." Back in Earth's Bunker Sigma, General Isa Hale stood still, listening to reports. The hammer erased the Krathis fleet. An officer said, "The God Machine is active but silent." "And the third ship?" Hale asked. "It has entered Krathis space. No resistance." Hale looked at the table map. She didn't smile. She didn't celebrate. Instead, she said, "This is not revenge. This is a warning. If they continue, we erase everything." On Eden 7, from the forest, something strange began to happen. Black pods landed from the sky, softly, gently. They opened, revealing rescue drones and healing units. They scanned the survivors and began giving aid. Food, water, medicine, shelter shields. A woman stepped out from one pod. Her armor was sleek, silver, marked with Earth's symbol. She had no weapon in hand, but she didn't need one. Mara looked up as the woman walked over. "Who are you?" she asked. The soldier smiled softly. "We are humanity's sword. But today, I'm just here to bring you home." Lyanna tugged her mother's arm. "Can we go home now?" The soldier knelt beside her. "Yes, little one. The monsters are done. Earth has come." At the Galactic Council headquarters, panic filled the chamber. Dozens of alien species shouted at once. Screens showed footage of the destroyed Krathis fleet. Some council members begged for calm. Others demanded Earth be stopped. One voice broke through the noise. It belonged to Elder Thun, a respected leader from a peaceful star system. "Let this be known," he said. "The Krathis struck a world of farmers and children. And now, their warships are ashes." He pointed to the footage of the God Machine. "That is not a weapon. That is a message." Final scene. Aboard the God Machine. Inside the ship, no crew could be seen. No pilots. No generals. But deep in its glowing core, something pulsed. A soft, steady beat. A strange mix of technology and something else. Something ancient. A memory, maybe. A memory of war. Of Earth's past. Of the time when Earth was attacked before. The God Machine did not just protect. It remembered. And now, it waited. For a reason to awaken fully. The Darnex coalition had fallen. Their fleets, gone. Their leaders, silent. Their cities, still burning. But Earth's leaders were not celebrating. Because new intelligence had arrived. And it changed everything. The message from deep space. A secret Earth listening post in the Kuiper Reach picked up a strange signal. It was hidden under layers of encryption. It wasn't from the Darnex. It was from someone else. The message was short, but terrifying. The Darnex were only the blade. We are the hand that held it. The signal vanished right after. But Earth's AI systems traced the signal's origin. A region of space near the Carnith Void. A dead zone avoided by all known species. It was a place no human ship had ever entered. Until now. A hidden puppet master. Back on Earth, President Amin Areo met with General Marcus Ryland and Commander Leora Vance in a secured chamber. Ryland slammed his fist on the table. The Darnex didn't act alone. That ship, Hopebringer, was too well tracked. Too perfectly hit. Reo nodded. "So we dig deeper. If someone else planned this, they're about to regret it." Commander Vance stepped forward. "Give me a fleet. I'll find them. I'll bring back the truth." The president looked into her eyes. "No more half measures. Find them. And if they are behind this." She paused. "End them." The Shadow Fleet. Within days, Earth launched a new mission. Task Force Eclipse. No official record. No public broadcast. This wasn't revenge. This was a hunt. Commander Vance took command of the ESS Revenant, a stealth ship armed with experimental tech, cloaking systems, silent drives, and weapons that had never been tested in real war. The mission: follow the signal, find whoever was behind the Darnex attack, and destroy them. The Carnith Void. The ESS Revenant entered the Carnith Void. There were no stars, no signals, no light. It felt like flying into a graveyard. And then, they found it. A massive structure, half buried in the darkness of a dead planet. No signs of life, no movement. But it was there. Old, alien, forgotten by time. The scans showed something impossible. This place was built before Earth even had cities. And inside it, signals, recent ones, meaning someone, or something, was still there. The first encounter. As Earth's stealth drones moved in, they picked up strange energy spikes, patterns Tech Earth had never seen. Suddenly, the signal stopped. Then, a voice. Not from any speaker. It rang directly into their minds. "You seek truth, but you do not understand the game. The Darnecks were tools. You were the real target. Commander Vance gritted her teeth. Who are you? The voice didn't answer, but the planet lit up. Massive alien weapons powered up, older than Earth, older than any known species. And then, the first shot was fired. A battle in the dark. The ESS Revenant dodged the ancient beam. One of the escort ships, ESS Falco, was hit. It exploded in a flash of white fire. Commander Vance shouted, "Full shields. Return fire." But their missiles didn't lock. The alien tech was immune to Earth's guidance systems, so Earth did what it always did: adapt. Using manual targeting, old-school physics, and human instincts, they launched a barrage of railgun fire, unseen, unpredictable. It worked. One alien tower collapsed. The Revenant dove into the planet's atmosphere, avoiding more beams as drones dropped special EMP bombs, cutting power to the alien base for just long enough. Commander Vance gave the order. Land. We're going in. The truth beneath the surface. Inside the ruins, Earth's special forces found evidence: massive data cores, maps, and worse, blueprints of the Hopebringer. How did they have those? Earth's security systems were top-level. Unless someone had leaked the data. Someone close to Earth. And deep inside the base, they found symbols matching no known alien race. But one symbol appeared again and again. A black sun surrounded by chains. And beneath it, a single word written in multiple languages. Virex. Commander Vance stared at the word. What is Virex? But in her heart, she already knew. The Darnecks were just the beginning.